Good afternoon from the G-Tech Community Stadium. I'm Flo Pollock and we are 5 minutes away from full live commentary of Brentford Fulham in the Premier League. Brentford's dreams of a first ever European campaign is still alive, just about. Their chances a lot slimmer now with Crystal Palace lifting the FA Cup yesterday. But should the Bees finish in 8th place, it's not beyond the realms of possibility they could be on a European adventure next season. Both sets of players are out here. Brentford in terrific form, having won 4 Premier League games in a row. Fulham have had a frustrating finale to their campaign, just 1 win in their last 5, but they take great delight in ending any hopes of a European football dream for their West London rivals. Alongside me today, Michael Brown. Afternoon, Michael. And alongside the league table, it's a West London derby, lots of motivation.
Well, that's in itself, isn't it? That's standard, a local derby which we want to see, we get excited about, the supporters on a great afternoon, good setting. I enjoy coming here now. It's an up-and-coming club that gets better and better each season. He's changed his style, he's done everything as Thomas Frank, so yes, lots to play for in the league table, but also we're having that extra spice of being a local derby. I really expect a cracking afternoon of football.
Cloudy day here, sun creeping out from the clouds. It's a packed stadium. Fulham fans in the corner to our right. Quickly, let's go through the team news. Both sets of players out on the pitch, about 2-3 minutes to kick off. Brentford are unchanged for the 5th game in a row as they look for their 5th Premier League win in a row. And that front three, that front three for Brentford, Mbumo, Wissa and Sade, all in double figures, Michael Brown.
Yes, excellent front three, isn't it? The pressure was on them. Mostly wondering how they were going to get on. Ivan Toney, huge talking point. But Wissa, I really like what he brings to it. Sade getting better as well for me. But yeah, they're going to be a threat, and they're a team in confidence, and the style that sort of suits them now. It's not so back to front, it's a little bit playing through, and then they can get in behind, they can harass, they can high press wherever needed. So yeah, excitement all around.
2 captains on the pitch. Leno, Fulham's captain, Norgard for Brentford, shaking hands with the referee Jared Gillett, our referee this afternoon. As for Fulham, they make 3 changes. Anthony Robinson returns from injury and comes in at full-back for Sessegnon. Sasa Lukic also back from a knock-in for Pereira. And Adama Traore starts over Harry Wilson. Your thoughts, Michael Brown, on those Fulham changes and where they need to go?
Well, I think we just look at Robinson, don't we? I've been really impressed for such a long period of time with him. And even the manager, I once interviewed him and he said to me, keep it a secret, don't tell anybody. I thought that was really nice. I said, how good is he? He went, shush, don't. And he knows, doesn't he? So yeah, a really, really important player for them. Obviously, it's how you perform in a local derby, so sometimes form can go right out the window.
Fulham in their electric violet 3rd shirts will be getting us underway. Emil Smith-Rowe, their big summer signing from Arsenal, over the ball in the centre circle. Brentford, their final home game of the Premier League, in their red and white striped kit with the black shorts, black socks. Our referee, as I said, Jared Gillett, blows his whistle, and Fulham get us underway then. Penultimate game of the Premier League season. Brentford with a small possibility of playing in Europe next season, but that very much depends on Chelsea and Newcastle and a whole set of scenarios there. As for Fulham, their hopes of any European adventure next season is pretty much gone, but they will want to get back into winning ways today up against Brentford. And Brentford in possession, it's not forward towards Sade, cleared by Fulham's Anderson downfield. And let me just go through the lineups then. So for Brentford in goal is Flecken, who just bowls it out to Collins, centre half partnering Vandenberg. 2 fullbacks, Lewis Potter and Kayode. 2 defensive midfielders in front of them, Norgard and Yarmuluk. Then got Damsgaard in the number 10, and that front three, that ferocious front three of Mbumo, Wissa and Sade. As Flecken goes for the long ball into Mbumo, pokes it on to Sade up against Calvin Bassey. His cross hits the heels of the Nigerian, collected by Wissa wide of the box. Iwobi back to cover. Kayode whips the cross in towards the back post, and it goes over Mbumo and will be kept alive by Damsgaard. Fulham 11 then. Leno in goal, Robinson back at left back, Anderson, Bassey and Tete defensive midfielders Berg and Lukic. Smith Rowe in the number 10, Iwobi left wing, Adama Traore right wing, and Jimenez the forward player. As Traore fouls Brentford man in the centre circle. Surprised to see Traore in this afternoon, Michael Brown?
It's just that consistency in his play. I think it could be a game changer at any point. We know what he's got. But now can they get the ball? Looking to press, just looking to try and get a feel for what the formations and setups will be.
And Mbeumo tries to poke the ball into Coyote's path, wins a throw-in, level with the Fulham penalty box. 0-0 here between Brentford and Fulham, 2 minutes played. And we're going to see a long throw, very much back in fashion, long throws these days, aren't they?
The back, he was the one, Thomas Frank, and then he went away from direct sort of crosses and putting pressure on teams and wanted to play a little bit more, but you can still use it, and here it is.
Coyote then, the player on loan from Fiorentina, throws the ball goalwards, headed out by Anderson. Back into the box, and Anderson again, smart header back to his goalkeeper Bernd Leno.
Yeah, he's done well there, Anderson. So when you go to head it and the next one comes, you're not sure who's behind you, but he was composed. He tries to just head it back to his goalkeeper. They can go wrong. He's got the confidence to do it. Fulham roll it out, try and play wherever possible. That's what they're doing. They're on tight. He's got to be doing better there, hasn't he? Iwobi coughs up possession, and it's back with Flecken in Brentford's goal. He's been really good. Flecken ranked first for saves in the Premier League. Made 141 saves, got 2 assists as well. Brentford happy to go for the long ball. And Mbeumo, Wissa and Sharda, good options for that. Thomas Frank is flexible, isn't he? He brings the goalkeeper into play now for assists. That's what he's got, he's had to change. He's evolving all the time.
Lovely ball out to Sharda. Damsgaard now the man that pulls the strings for Brentford in the centre of the park, and it's out on the far side, throw in for Brentford. Opening couple of minutes, Brentford 0, Fulham 0, but the home side with plenty of the ball.
Yeah, you expect that. It's a little bit quiet, isn't it? Well, again, anticipation, waiting. We talked about a derby game where there's going to be a bit more intense, a little bit spicy early on. It's just thought, well, you go, we go.
A lot quieter than it was at Wembley yesterday. As Robinson plays the ball out from defence up to Bassi. He's dispossessed them. Brentford nick it back again. Yarmulke this time.
You have to mention Wembley so early. We've not recovered yet from yesterday, obviously Manchester City's performance, but congratulations Crystal Palace. What celebrations afterwards were very, very good. That's what's special about that FA Cup.
A great story, although I think Brentford fans would have been a little bit miffed seeing Man City not get the wings. It's made their chances of getting into Europe a little bit harder. I think most people, though, that are neutrals were quite pleased to see Palace win. Not you then, Michael Brown, sorry.
I'm a neutral. Very, sometimes edge towards City there, occasionally.
Fulham have a free kick here, a throw-in, but a moment where Calvin Bassi is down. Looks in a bit of pain. That's not good. He's been really good for Fulham this season, Bassi.
You see Marco Silva there, technical area. He's just trying to sort out what Brentford are doing. Sharda's coming all the way across. Wissa and Mbeumo are just having that little rotation. So how do you set it up? Who's your holding midfield player? How can he drop in? Who's that going to be? And Sander Bergs, Lukic. He's just having a little chat, isn't he, with Smith Rowe. He might have to drop down slightly, but he's had time to think about it because of that little injury.
Bassi back up on his feet. Looks like he's going to be okay. Maybe just got his toe trod on. Ball picked up though by Tete in the centre circle for Fulham. Spreads it out to Adama Traore on the right hand side. He will trot forward under no pressure and then drive infield towards the penalty area. Held up by Sharda. Still with Traore. Pokes it out to Tete. Little 1-2 and Traore's out by the corner flag across to the byline. Gets the ball in, looking for Jimenez. He brings it down and shoots. Takes an awkward deflection out for the first corner of the game, and it's a corner for Fulham.
Yeah, wide cross in. Jimenez just brings the ball down, and he's balanced, he's upright. Tries to get that volley towards goal, but Collins does really well. Gets across, gets on the line of it. deflects wide, but just can change so quickly when you have quality. He's got finesse, hasn't he? Jimenez, he just waits, knows it's going to be a little bit further, drops it down with a nice, soft, delicate touch, and now a corner kick. Bit of pressure for Fulham.
Fulham corner then, all the Brentford players packed in that 6-yard box, except for Damsgaard, who's at the near post. Ball comes in, headed out by Mbumo. Will be gathered though by Emil Smith-Rowe. Back with Smith-Rowe again, in field to Iwobi. Iwobi's dink ball towards the back stick where Anderson is waiting, but Sharda's there to flick it on over his head and again out for another Fulham corner.
Yeah, another set piece, a bit of pressure. It's mounting, be a concern. Keith Andrews, who does the set pieces for Brentford, somebody I know well, just stepping forward. You know, they're under pressure. And these moments come, these people who take on board the set pieces. You can be the hero or the villain.
Brentford 0, Fulham 0, Premier League action. Fulham have a corner. Lukic to take. It's an outswinger met by Anderson, headed goalwards, and then a shot comes in, it's deflected, and it's catching practice for Flecken in the Brentford goal. Flecken wearing those goalkeeping gloves that look, they're like melded onto your arm.
I was going to say, he's wearing them goalkeeping gloves. I was thinking that's handy. They might use them today. But you carried on, you know. I didn't come in. I was thinking, here we go. I see your point. Get it.
Brentford with the ball in their back line. Collins forward into Mbumo. It's in a little bit of half space, but he slipped at the vital moment. But that's a poor giveaway though by Fulham, and now Wissers on the ball for Brentford, gives it away. Smith-Rowe now, untidy passage of play from both sides. Berger travelling over the halfway line in the left-hand channel. He's got Robinson on the overlap, and Iwobi as well. He picks out Iwobi. Iwobi lifts it into the box, taken for Jimenez, who couldn't quite get the flick on, and it goes all the way through to Flecken.
Sanderberg travelling really quickly, just glides. I feel like he can sprint a little bit more in his play when he's driving through the midfield areas. When he does get into his stride, you can't catch him, but he sometimes just plays at a little bit of comfortable sort of speed. And see Robinson overlap, Iwobi, and that Iwobi cross in almost. Jimenez just needed a touch, the goalkeeper just collected it.
Coyote now steaming forward on the right hand side for Brentford. He's got Berg with him. It's well won by Berg, who pokes it back to Robinson. Fulham in possession now with Robinson again. And after a fast start from the home side, Fulham have settled into it, and they look marginally the stronger side as it's hit forward towards Jimenez, headed though by Coyote, picked up on the halfway line by Smith-Rowe. Will try and surge forward, just lost the ball under his footing, and Brentford can start again.
Yeah, he had to get away there, didn't he? That's an opportunity. You're playing as like a number 10. When you get that chance, you've got to come alive. Make sure you get away from your opponent or keep the ball. He should try actually to stop, to bring it back in, but Brentford were good on recovery as expected.
Approaching the 10-minute mark, Brentford 0, Fulham 0. Jimenez has come deep to collect the ball. The Mexican with number 7 on his shirt, forward to Iwobi, who just gives it straight to Mbumo. Damsgaard now feeds it into Wisser. Wisser in the penalty area, tries to flick it around Leno, plays the cut back, and then the effort from Damsgaard blocked by Anderson, and Fulham clear. Best chance of the game there. Johan Wisser, good save from Bernd Leno.
Yeah, Damsgaard, really good pass. I think what he does, gets his head up. We just talked about people in advanced role, like the number 10 space, that space in between midfield and the opposition's defence, and he just slides it really, really quickly, doesn't he? Whistles away, but it's a great save. Stays big, Leno, and then gets the return. But yeah, Fulham have to be tighter on transition.
That got the crowd up a little bit, that Brentford chance. Good opportunity for Wisser. Broken now and again. Damsgaard finds Wisser in the box, but he plays it back to Damsgaard, and Anderson can recover for Fulham. Good save from Leno, who's been under a little bit of pressure. Wasn't perhaps great against Everton. They conceded 3 goals, Fulham, and that third one from Beto. A lot of Everton fans thought he should have done better, but Fulham are coming forward now. It's with Adama Traore on the right hand side, up against Lewis Potter. Manages to dink the cross in. Coyote was there waiting, but Collins, his centre half, flicked it on before it reached him or Iwobi, and it's out for a Fulham throw-in. Taken quickly by Iwobi into Robinson, who lifts it into the penalty area. Jimenez trying to bring it down. It's then headed into the path of Smith Rowe, gets off a vicious volley, and Flecken down to his left. A comfortable save for him, really. Straight away hits it long, looking for Mbumo. That's what we've come to see from Flecken and for Brentford, those long balls. Getting the likes of Mbumo in behind, and he's up against Bassey. He plays it back to Wissa in the penalty area, but right in the corner up against Berg. Trying to find a bit of space. Knocks it back to Norgard. Mbumo again as Coyote on the overlap, but he instead whips it in with his left foot, but overhits it out for a goal kick.
He claps himself, doesn't he? It's almost like, is it good, is it not? What does he mean? Like, oh, come on, I've got to do a little bit better. Yeah, good overlap, but end to end, we've seen Fulham keep it alive, and that Smith Rowe chance, difficult volley right on the edge of the area. He catches it on a really clean, goalkeeper down the left, and then that quick, long, direct ball. So you now know from a Fulham defender they're going to play that. They should already be aware of it, and Bassey just gets across.
Brentford 0, Fulham 0 here on Sports Extra 2, one of the BBC's new streaming channels. Flecken with the ball, the Brentford goalkeeper, out to Vandenberg, and that's really nice from Brentford as they play out from the back. Damsgaard now over the halfway line, tries to fade into Sade, who went down under a challenge from Tete, and the referee is giving a free kick to Brentford here in a decent position just left of centre. Sade was trying to run through on goal. He speaking to the referee, saying that he was fouled running through. We'll have a look at this in the replay. It's a yellow card for Tete. Made the challenge.
I just wonder, he took a long time to make that decision, didn't he, of a yellow card? There's almost a coming together. At times you look and you think you get the benefit of the doubt. No, on this occasion, Tete, but he was delayed. He wasn't sure to go and give a card, was he? I think he'd normally do it earlier. Something's changed his mind or convinced him, whether it be one of the other officials have leaned him towards that.
Free kick then. It's about, I'm always bad with yards, Michael Brown. What do you think? About 35 yards?
35, is that what you've gone with?
That's what I've gone with.
25, I think it's less.
I think it's less, about 30, 25 yards?
I think it's 30, yeah, 33.
Okay.
33.
33.5 yards left of centre. I think he's probably going to lift this into the box. It's a bit far out to hit one. All the players lined up on the edge of the 18-yard box. I know how big the penalty box is, at least. So Mbumo. And over this bit of tugging between Anderson and Norgard, and Mbumo lifts it towards the back post, and again hasn't quite got his sights set in Mbumo yet. A couple of opportunities to cross the ball, and he just lifted it too far out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? When you get into that position, this is a good race down the left for Fulham. Robinson's going to keep going. Energy.
And he burst past Coyote. Iwobi now. He'll be more patient in his build-up and goes back to Berg. 15 minutes played. Brentford 0, Fulham 0. Brentford 4 wins in a row ahead of this. They've had such a good end to this season. Not the case for the visiting Fulham as Adama Traore races to the byline. Again manages to get the cross in, and Jimenez with the header, and it's not saved by Flecken. Fulham are in front. Adama Traore with the cross. Raul Jimenez with his 12th Premier League goal, and it's Brentford 0, Fulham 1.
That's a deep cross from the byline. He was just running out of space, and it wasn't the one with a load of tempo, a load of pace. But as it drifts in, we've got that weight in Jimenez and Collins. He's saying he's being fouled. He's with the referee now. He's asking the questions, but he manages just to get on top of it, direct the ball down to the right-hand side of Flecken, and he maybe should save it. He sort of fumbles it. It just drifts and falls over the line as they go celebrate. Fulham are waiting for confirmation, but Collins is definitely saying there is a foul, but it looks like it's a bit of power. Somebody just really a bit flat-footed. You've got to get hold of your opponent. It's a big goal for Fulham.
Wriggles underneath Flecken. I don't think he'll be happy with the way that's going to. Should he save that? Oh, it's hard. We're looking on the replay here.
I think you know your answer. You're being very kind. He's got to save it. At this standard, he'd be disappointed. It wasn't a big, massive mistake, you know, but he's got to do better. But it's not just him. One, we've got to stop the cross. Collins is not going to be weight because he's just let him come and jump over the top of him. So the momentum there is with the attacker. For me, you've always got to see, where is he? Can I nudge him? Can I stop him getting that jump on top of me? Because of the flight of the ball, it was like the wait and delay. But they won't care, will they?
Really good header from Jimenez. He's played every game in the Premier League for Fulham this season. That's his 12th goal. 34 years old. Brentford then behind at the G-Tech. 17 minutes played. Sharda going forward down the left. Fouled again by Tete. And the Brentford fans are braying here because Tete's on a yellow card already. I think the referee is not going to show another yellow, but Brentford fans certainly want that. And Tete's got to be careful now because he's probably one foul away from getting another yellow and getting sent off.
I think what he's saying is he's not even touched him, there's nothing in it, but he would say that. Is there any contact? I mean, it's so difficult. Well, the look we get, it's a tiny little bit on his left foot. You have to be careful. He's not gone to ground. It was sort of a coming together type challenge as he's running with him. But it's a good area, good position. How deep do you drop if I'm that Fulham back line? Oh, it's an outswinger. It looks like that's going to be the case. Will they be clever? Will they be cute? We'll soon see, but I think this is one of those, and you just concede, you just put it right into the position, right into the area.
Scored a lot of goals from set pieces, Brentford, this season as well. And that's one to watch out then, Tete and Sharda. Tete seems to be struggling up against the German, and he'll be looking to take him on now. He's on a yellow. So Mbumo with the delivery. This is a better delivery all the way across the face of goal, and no player in red and white could get a nick on it, and that's all it required.
The delivery was that good. He had pace, he had accuracy right around that back post. There was not one red shirt, there was two, and it just drifted right out the back. Collins was almost there. He just puts that foot out, and he's like next to the post. It almost just flicks onto the post, and just why? Because of the pace of it. Nobody could stop it, nobody could get to it. That's a bit of quality, isn't it?
Fulham in front then because of Raul Jimenez. He also scored last weekend. Fulham went on to lose that, and that's a common story actually for the Mexican forward, who scored first and failed to win in 5 of his last 7 scoring appearances. It must be so annoying for a striker because you can't celebrate that you've got the goal. You've got to act a bit sad.
How well do you know these strikers? Let me tell you.
You've got to at least pretend that you're a bit sad about the loss.
I've done my job. What about the other 10?
Bassi coming forward, looks to have shaken off that early knock that he had. Out to Robinson. Back with Bassi, who wears his shorts really low, almost looks like a basketball player. His low slong shorts. He's on the ball again now. It's a loose touch and Mbumo tries to leap on it, but Bassi recovers just in time and he trots across. Gives the ball off to Tete, who then hits the long ball forward and out of play for a Brentford throw-in on that far side.
You said it about Tete, a little bit of a wobble. Yeah, now when you get the ball, you can tell when someone's then almost just not concentrating. You're just in a sort of a bit of a moment. It's got to just get the next one nice and simple.
Mbumo now out on this right-hand side up against Robinson. That's really good defending from Robinson. Just stayed close to him, ushered him out for a Brentford throw-in, and we're going to have another one of these Rory Delap-esque throws. Did you play with Rory Delap, Mark O'Brien?
Not with.
Again.
Played against Rory. Yeah, that was a long throw. This is a short long throw.
Coyote then with the throw. Brought in January because Brentford have had a host of issues with fullbacks and injuries this season. They've had to convert Lewis Potter to a left back. As Coyote throws it back to Lewis Potter short instead of going in. Lewis Potter's got Smith Rowe on him, but he manages to lift the ball into the penalty area, cross from Norgard, but back is Sander Berg for Fulham to hook it away, back to the centre circle. And Fulham have won the ball back with Traore. He gifts it straight to Mbumo. Wissa now, back to Mbumo in the penalty area up against Bassi. Low shot, finds the bottom corner, and Brentford are level. Didn't take them long, and it's that man, Brian Mbumo. Him and Wissa have been fantastic for the Bees all season. They combine again, and it's Brentford 1, Fulham 1.
Oh, it's brilliant. Bomo just pulls it onto his right foot. Bassey's thinking, which way is he going to go? Can I send him on his left? But he doesn't, drags it right. I'm thinking, there's your chance now. Get your foot across, get in the line of it. He doesn't, and it's just so cool. Right across the goalkeeper, into the far corner. He makes it look easy, but he's travelling at speed. It's a brilliant goal. It's a man in form, and they need him, don't they, this team? If they want to push for this European position, that's the type of finish you want.
A 19th Premier League goal for Brian Mbeumo this season, and that is why, sorry Brentford fans, that is why there's so many rumours about big clubs looking to sign him, because he has delivered this season. Him and Wissa, fantastic goal, and he could reach 20 goals this season in a Brentford shirt. That front three for Brentford, all three of them in double figures, and Gary Lineker pointed out on Match of the Day recently, only 3 teams in Europe's top 5 had three players in double figures: Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Brentford. Liverpool have joined that bracket now after Gakpo scored against Arsenal, but having a front three that all can get plenty of goals is just so positive.
Yeah, it's really good, but Wissa was involved, and that's that little area in the middle of the pitch. He sends it out to that right hand side. It just creeps in right hand side of the penalty box, and sort of, would you say 12-15 yards out, he just literally puts it right across the goalkeeper on that right hand side, and that's the area he just attacks. He had both left foot and right foot ready and puts it onto his right, but you can hear the lift now, the supporters, and there's again that space. They're just finding little areas, don't they, to get involved.
Open game this, midway through the first half. Brentford 1, Fulham 1. Ball spread out to Robinson on the right hand side in Brentford's territory. And Mbeumo back tracking, doing his defensive duties. Pass forwards cut out by Kayode. And then Yarmulke will clear downfield for Brentford. Sander Berg into Anderson. And we've come to expect goals here at the G-Tech. No Premier League game has produced, no Premier League stadium even has produced more goals this season than here at the G-Tech. 70 goals ahead of today. We're on 72 now, as it goes behind for a Brentford goal kick. Thomas Frank out of his touchline, waving at his players. Marco Silva, hands on his hips, strutting up and down the touchline. Two managers that have been in the jobs quite a long time now, well liked and respected managers by players and fans.
Yeah, they are. And what's going to be their journey for these two managers? Rumblings regarding Marco Silva has been for a while. And then with Thomas Frank, questions I was looking to ask over the weekend was, can some clubs who are just coming into European positions, areas?
As Sharda's played into the penalty area, takes a heavy touch, down under a challenge from Anderson. Referee points to the spot. Penalty for Brentford. Sharda was played into the penalty area, took a heavy touch. As he tried to race towards the ball, did Anderson trip him?
As the ball was going out, there was then a coming together which then convinced the referee that there was contact, but the ball was already going out. That's why it's going to be, a difficult decision to actually make. But it was that slide pass. He got in. He goes. Initially, Anderson does well. He uses his body, gives him a little nudge, and the ball's out of play. So it's just after that. It's the next one, as he's just sort of getting his foot. The left foot's planting, catches him slightly. How will they interpret this? We'll soon see. Because the nudge stops him and sends him off the pitch, and it is just literally where the legs collide. The ball's already gone. I think that's very unlucky, but I can also see why it's going to be given.
Marco Silva is fuming on the touchline. He's having to be ushered away from the fourth official. He's got a vein in his neck is bulging. He's absolutely fuming. Leno's out talking to Jared Gillett. I suspect VAR is going to take a long look at this. It was clumsy from Anderson.
No, it's not. It's not. No, I don't think he's already in the contact. He knows it's then out, so he maybe it's just the next stride in. He's not even looking to touch him. So in his verbal, what could I do? It's like that. But then you have to get out of the way. Do you know when the attacker gets past you, is it your responsibility not to stop any line But what I would say is the ball is going out, and that's why it's such a contested one. He's going to say 100% it should never be a penalty.
They'll feel a little hard done by Fulham. And as you say, because the ball looks like it's pretty much out of play, feels like miserable luck. And Bryan Mbeumo is stepping up to take this. He's taken 5 penalties for Brentford this season. He's scored all 5. This to get Brentford in front. Up against Bernd Leno. Takes a couple of steps and a big deep breath. Bryan Mbeumo from the spot, and it's saved by Leno. On the follow-up, it's blocked. Behind for a corner. The Fulham fans behind the goal in that corner celebrate wildly, and Bryan Mbeumo has missed a penalty.
What a save this is. He just steps up. It's like that little hop, skip, and then it's just that side foot, but it's a good height. It's not right in the corner. That reverse arm comes across as the goalkeeper lies down on that right-hand side thinking, can I get it? There's a weight. And he just palms it away. Then the rebounds all around and the recovery runs are good, but he's give the goalkeeper a chance.
Brentford 1, Fulham 1 still. And what's going on here? The referee going over to talk to Leno. Looks like we're just...
Yeah, they'll be looking at everything, won't they? They'll be looking to see has he come off the line, has he not? And then if we want to set the point that he's saved it, he's in no rush just to come and start it. But
we are back underway.
We're getting a treat here.
We really are.
It's livened up.
1-1 then, 28 minutes played. Brentford coming forward. They look so fluid in attack as it's knocked out to Mbeumo. Wide of the penalty, up against Robinson. Driving in field, curling effort. Out by Tete, but Sharda collects. Nice touch. Back to Wissa. Right in the edge of the box. Plays a 1-2 with Damsgaard. Flick doesn't come off, and Anderson will now carry it away for Fulham. Plays it up to Jimenez. He can't hold it up, right on the edge. And Brentford come again. Anderson with the slide-in challenge.
Do you know what? This penalty is going to have a lot of people talking, right? Because I think a lot of people will say 100% a penalty. And maybe some players will go, well, the ball's gone. He couldn't do anything about that. It will be a good talking point.
And for you, penalty?
See, you're putting me right at it now, aren't you? No, I think he's unlucky.
Collins for Brentford slides it out to Mbeumo, who's got Brentford level but couldn't take the chance from the spot to get his side in front. Marco Silva screaming at his Fulham side to get back in to position. He's cut a bit of an irate figure recently, Marco Silva. They've been in terrible form though, Fulham. 1 win in their last 5, and that was against Southampton.
They were going well, weren't they? They were going so well. You're going, right, look at where they could finish, and then they've sort of just filtered away. What is it? Is it a bit of desire, just at that end of the season sort of type feeling? Manager uncertainty? Were they overachieving? So there's lots you've got to look at.
And they've also dropped a league high 28 points from winning positions, and that's got to be something that Marco Silva's worried about. Here as well, leading, and now they're back 1-1 as it approaches the half-hour mark. Traore in possession for Fulham, out to Sasa Lukic. Back on the ball, there's plenty of Fulham players forward, everyone in Brentford's half. Sander Berg back to Anderson with his fluorescent yellow boots clashing with that electric violet third kit of Fulham. Slow build up from Fulham, but Berger now surging forward. Back with Tete, Lukic. All the Brentford players back in that defensive structure. They're so solid defensively, Brentford, when they sit in this block. Anderson again. And Fulham are being forced back towards their own half. And Bassi will knock it all the way back to Bernd Leno. Great save though from the German shot stopper.
Yeah, good save. Now it's just being patient. The pressure's coming on now. There's the front foot from Brentford. Fulham are saying it's okay. We're composed. We'll keep the ball. We'll draw you in. Oh, it's fascinating now. It's in really interesting stage, this game.
Iwobi brings the ball down on this left-hand side. He's got Smith Rowe, his former Hale End teammate, It's now with Robinson.
You could have given him a bit more for that touch. He brings the ball down. It was a brilliant touch. He's just brought it down with the edge of his toe as it was flying out. He's dropped right next to him.
I do that week in, week out at five-a-side, Michael Brown.
Of course you do, yeah. You just dropped it. See, that's where I didn't realise how good your touch was. See, that's the problem.
Long ball from Bassi up to Robinson, who gets really high as a full-back for Fulham, but it leaves a bit of space that Mbeumo can now drive into. Iwobi's backtracking though. It's good play from him, and Mbeumo now with a 1-2 in the penalty area, tries to knock it across to Wissa, cleared by Anderson. Back with Iwobi. Can't get it past Coyote, and Fulham are trapped in their own left-back position. It's hit up towards Jimenez, who's not really been too involved in the game since that wonderful headed goal, as the referee plays advantage for Brentford. Bit of a lunging challenge on Collins. Brentford in possession though, 1-1 here on BBC 5 Sports Extra 2.
A giant of a centre half complaining when Smith Rowe catches him a tiny bit, and he's even his own manager. I think Thomas Frey was like, "Come on, just get up, let's go."
You never complained.
Quite a lot. I did, yeah. But I've not seen that centre back complaining with the number 10 catches him.
And he is big. He's a big lad, Collins, isn't he? On the halfway line now. But he was unable to stop Jimenez from getting that header.
He'll be disappointed with that, that's for certain. He's got to do better. He said you can't let someone just have a jump at any level. It's important you get your arms up, you block early before it happens when the ball's coming right on top of you in the penalty area. But good positions now. Traore coming across to get involved centrally.
Iwobi and Smith Rowe combine again. Smith Rowe driving forward, manages to poke it back to Iwobi, but it's picked up by Damsgaard. He's travelling forward. Things happen when he's on the ball for Brentford. Picks out Yarmuluk up against Robinson. Back to Damsgaard. It's now with captain Norgard. 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 4 for the captain. Sharda now scored the only goal of the game against Ipswich last time out. Wissa. Brentford in Fulham's defensive third. It's given away though to Iwobi. He tries to do a little bit too much, and Coyote will now give it into Wissa. Back with Coyote. Brentford have 3 players in the box, but it's just moved into a more central area. Yarmuluk, the Ukrainian. Wissa on the edge of the box, nearly past Robinson. Robinson will clear it for Fulham. It's with Lukic. He's coming forward. He's not really got much support around him. They pokes it out to Traore. Not scored in the Premier League since January, Adama Traore. And the 2-0 win over Leicester. That's why he's not always in the starting 11, Traore. Just doesn't produce or put up the numbers perhaps required. Iwobi with another wonderful touch out on his left-hand side. Back to Robinson. Feeds it back to Iwobi. Again through to Robinson. He's out by the byline. Whips it across this time. And this time Collins, in fact Vandenberg, meets it and heads it clear. In the penalty area, Traore spins and volleys, but it was a soft cushioned volley really, and an easy save routine for Flecken.
It was like over his head. He tried to turn his body, pivot, and then volley it back across the goalkeeper. It was into his hands. He was under pressure, but good work initially. Robinson, Smith Rowe, Iwobi. I feel like the switch is on. I'm looking at the wide players for Fulham. Sander Burn in the middle, he's just moving the ball around. I think hit that pass early and get that 1v1 situation, and they haven't done it enough.
10 minutes to go till half time. 1-1 as Mbeumo just goes past Robinson with ease, bursting towards the penalty areas from a wide angle. Then he gets it across the 6-yard box. No Brentford player there, and Tete has to knock it behind for a corner.
See you later. See you later, Robinson. He just locks it inside, little cheeky nutmeg, gets the other side, and then had the composure to do it again as he's driving into the box from the right hand side. And after that, he still gets the ball right across the face. Tete looks a little bit nervy, as we keep saying. Doesn't bring it down, doesn't really do anything right with it. His clearance is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of lack of composure, isn't it? As he just sort of duffs it out.
He looks a little vulnerable, doesn't he? Sharda is in really good form though, the Brentford forward. 4 goals in his last 3 in the Premier League. So Brentford with this corner then, and Fulham have been vulnerable from corners recently. In it comes from Damsgaard, met by Jimenez, headed out towards the corner for Mbomo to pick up. He's up against Smith Rowe, fancies his chances, dinks it in, catching practice for Bernd Leno, who then goes down under a little pull from Wissa, and out comes the yellow card. Johan Wissa in the book then for just preventing Leno from getting the play started. And you're a bit sceptical of that.
Does he need to book him? Could he just sort of go, no more? There it is. It wasn't a massive pull, was it? It was just a little bit of a stop, a little bit of a delay. And it's honestly, it's because the goalkeeper falls to the floor and dives. You should just say, if he doesn't do that, you wouldn't even think of a problem. So is that good play from the goalkeeper to get him booked? Or has the referee, again, missed it?
Poor pass out from the back, and Fulham are coming forward now. Smith Rowe in the penalty area. He's got two players in front of him. Lays it off to Iwobi. His shot blocked by Collins. Good opportunity there from Fulham, caused by a bad back pass at the back from Brentford. It's still with Iwobi though, on the corner of the penalty box. Back to Berger, infield to Lukic. Goes out to Tete. And a little bit slow again from Fulham in the build-up. Lukic trotting forward, whips the ball in, out by Vandenberg. And it's now with Brentford. Can they play it out though under the press from Fulham? And they look pretty good. Vandenberg finds Shardy. He's out by his own corner flag. Brentford all playing nice delicate football, trying to dink it out, but nearly giving it away. Flicked on towards Wissa. Now here we go. Wissa, direct ball forward, looking for Mbomo, but Leno is there first. And that's what we've seen all season from Wissa. Just such quick decision making, and always the right decisions as well to try and set off Mbomo.
So important, the starting position of the goalkeeper, because the run from that right hand side right across. Wissa has good direct pass, but the goalkeeper's already ahead of it, and he doesn't just rush it, he takes that touch and just clips it out. He could have just really just cleared it and then lost the ball, but he tries to find a teammate. Look, Brentford are just starting to open Fulham up.
Brentford 1, Fulham 1, 7 minutes to go till the break. Berger switches out like he wanted, Michael Brown, to Traore, out on that right hand side, bursting forward, gets the delivery in, and there is Jimenez again, and almost a carbon copy of the goal that he scored. He jumped higher than Collins, got the head away, this time Flecken saves it.
Yeah, brilliant wide play. And you see him just run into the space, and then the end product on this occasion from Traore just gets it across. Jimenez again on top of Collins, very, very lucky this time into the goalkeeper. A little bit more power on the delivery, and lets the attacker really go at it and use the pace of the ball.
Thomas Frank will be concerned by that though, but he'll be pleased by this, as Wissa's going forward straight into Robinson though. Wins it, goes over the halfway down on the left hand side, and then Wissa coming back trying to get the ball, fouls Robinson on a yellow. Wissa now, and Marco Silva again, he's absolutely raging on the touchline. He wants a second yellow for that. Jared Gillett unmoved, free kick Fulham.
That is close. That is close for a second yellow card. It just shows you something of nothing, and all of a sudden you're tracking back. Oh, interesting.
VAR of course won't look at yellow cards. Elsewhere, Nottingham Forest leading West Ham by 2-0. If Brentford are going to get into Europe, chances a lot slimmer now after Palace winning in the FA Cup. Then they'll need Nottingham Forest to win their remaining games. Fulham with this free kick then, and it's Lukic to take in the sunshine here in Brentford. Good ball towards the back post, just a little bit too much on it, about behind for a goal kick for Brentford.
I don't know why he's gone with that choice. It's almost like the one that you ping. It's like quite a direct angled pass towards that back post, but when you hit it too strong, exactly what just happened. The ball drifted right out of play and it was wasted. If it's more of that curling effort, it's always drifting towards that back post. It gives players a little bit more time to come in from the back post area, more allowance if you don't catch it right also. that's a waste. But we've had some chances, we've had some opportunities, had some drama down on the technical area. Marco Silva is very, very close to being in trouble.
He is. He was sitting in the stands last match as well after getting suspended. Not learnt his lesson from his punishment. Coyote knocks the ball forward to Mbumo. Nice build up this from Brentford, and Shada's in down the right hand side. Bassey comes across, big sliding challenge. Kind of challenge you'd have liked in your day, Michael Brown.
Well, it took you how many minutes? 41 was it, just to come after me about my challenges? That's good though. I mean, that's a big challenge, isn't it? Come across, I'm thinking I'll just get out of the way of that one when Bassey comes, but you can see he's just caught the side of his leg. Shada's just a little bit uncomfortable, can you see, because of that contact. Long throw yet again, here we go. You've mentioned Delap, you must have some more long throw experts. I've got one for you in a little while.
Actually, Megan Campbell plays for Republic of Ireland Women. She did a 38-metre throw once. Unbelievable scenes as Coyote throws this towards the penalty area. Their flick on header, and Norgard's there, and Brentford are back in front. Johan Wissa looks like he got the final touch. All came from that long throw in though, and Fulham didn't deal with it. 2 Brentford headers before the Wissa touch, before it went in, and it's Brentford 2, Fulham 1.
Set pieces, keeping it alive, and it went all the way through, didn't it, to the back post, and you're thinking, is it just going to be headed in front of the goalkeeper? But it wasn't, it was right on the line. You had so much time to wait, didn't you? But it's all about that flick first, to seeing if there's an offside. It's not, it's kept alive in the back post, and then right on the line. How does he miss? You're just following up. Wissa's right there, just touches it in. I mean, it's almost over the line, but he actually makes sure. He goes, thank you very much, I'll take it. But you've got to defend, you've got to have first contact, and you mentioned the set pieces and they've come good.
Norgard it was who kept it in and nodded it back across goal so that Wissa could knock it in. And it's Brentford 2, Fulham 1, and once again Fulham, who scored first, are behind, and that now 19 goals for Wissa. So Mbumo and Wissa both on 19 Premier League goals, and that is why Brentford are having such a sensational season. The form of those two as it's whipped out towards Mbumo, controls it brilliantly. Anderson on his back heels it into the path of Coyote. Berg is back, and Bassey now will clear up for Fulham. But from a leading position, Fulham behind, and this is a familiar story for the Cottagers. Free kick given for a foul by Vandenberg on Jimenez on the halfway line. Final 50 seconds plus any injury time. Brentford 2, Fulham 1.
Oh, it's just amazing. There's this Fulham side, just don't give up. They just keep coming after you. They've got quality, you've got different ways to find a breakthrough. That's the thing, isn't it? Wherever you have to win a game, you have different options, and that's what they've got. But Fulham are creating still, and they'll feel like there's still a chance to get into this game.
Anderson with the ball in, and the header out by Vandenberg, and behind for a Fulham corner then. So Fulham have a chance from the corner, from the set piece, to try and get a goal back. We're approaching the final seconds. There's going to be 4 minutes of injury time then. 4 minutes at the end of the 45 as Fulham go over to take this corner. Referee Jared Gillett just wanting to get the corner going. Sasa Lukic over to take it, puts one hand in the air in the slither of shade on that far side. Outswinger, and it's met by a Brentford head, and then Iwobi heads it back towards the Brentford goal, and there's a free kick given for Brentford, push in the back, and Brentford will be able to clear their lines, and it's taken quickly by Flecken, who plays it out looking for Mbumo. Can't get it away.
See, this one, right, he's spotting it straight away, Flecken, because he wants to go direct, and Mbumo, so he's off already over the shoulder. Jimenez went to stop him, and he could have easily got a yellow card, and the referee left it.
And Wissa got a yellow card for that earlier.
Well, for pulling him with the contact. It's getting a little bit messy now. Is there a foul on the edge of the area? Jimenez has just gone down. He's asking questions. We'll see what. I think he's getting help, isn't he? was shown Massey Ellis, the official.
Yeah, the referee speaking to the assistant referee. Vandenberg's just got a yellow card. And I think we're
There was a clip on Jimenez. He went down on the edge of the area, but she was obviously involved last week in the debate over the Nottingham Forest goal, and now she's stepped up and she said, right, I'm seeing something, I want to point it out to the official. And now we're seeing the outcome of it. It was an off-the-ball incident as they were travelling through. It's being brought to his attention.
We're trying to look at the replay again, but was it in the box? Well, it's going to be a free kick for Fulham, right on the edge of the D. The referee taking instruction from the assistant referee to give this, and a rather odd one, really. Brentford will be fuming if they concede from this, because they don't seem very happy at all about the situation, and it's going to be Jimenez who's going to take this. He's just nestling the ball into the turf, making sure it's in the exact right position. Scored the first goal in this game, but Fulham now trailing by 2-1. And Mbeumo and Wissa, Brentford's classic goal scorers this season, both on the score sheet. Brentford's wall then lined up. Flecken just instructing his teammates. Iwobi, Tete also trying to...
Good area this, isn't it? Central, great position as an attacker. What can he do?
So Raul Jimenez then steps up for Fulham and bends it straight into the wall. Wall's done its job. That's what it's there for. Fulham back with Bassi on the halfway line. We'll go all the way back to Bernd Leno. It was disappointing when you get that big build-up and then it hits the wall.
Yeah, no. Wall did, you know, they always go, the wall did its job, or the player didn't catch it right. But at this level, I think they've got to make the goalkeeper work. I know it's easier saying that, but you're better off with a little bit less contact, aren't you?
I think it was Real Madrid and their training. They've got these walls where the mannequins jump up as you take it to kind of replicate the wall jumping. Well, that was clever. Tete then in possession for Fulham. Forward to Lukic.
I was always the charger. I wasn't tall enough to be in the wall, so I had to charge it down and get the block on early. That was my job.
Bet you caught a couple in the face.
You get on with it.
Damsgaard for Brentford, out to Mbeumo. Up against Robinson, then Iwobi's back to help out there because Robinson needs a bit of help against Mbeumo. A lot of defenders do. It's now with Berger. Into Anderson. Fulham have the ball in their own half. And there is the half-time whistle then. Fulham took the lead, a header from Jimenez on the 16th minute. He jumped higher than Collins. Mbeumo got Brentford level on the 22nd minute. After that, Brentford got a penalty. Sharda brought down in the box and Mbeumo stepped up. He's got a perfect record from the penalty spot so far this season. His shot was saved by Leno, but Brentford got in front 2 minutes before half-time. Wissa with the finish in the end. Half-time, Michael Brown, Brentford 2, Fulham 1. It's been an entertaining game.
Yeah, really, really interesting. Obviously, Fulham felt like they were going to be under pressure today with that good sort of wide play. Jimenez rising. Obviously, Collins had to do better to take the lead. Goalkeeper would be disappointed, but then the penalty, the big talking point. Anderson's going, just trying to get some sort of contact. Referee decides as the ball's drifting out of play that he's going to give a penalty. Like I said to you, a lot of people will be saying, wow, is there going to be any help with VAR on that? Is it clear and obvious? He was obviously VAR in the cup final when he didn't decide to send Dean Henderson off. Now he's gone to VAR for a bit of help. Could they have helped him out? And I'm not sure they have. This is still an uncertainty, clear, obvious, VAR, referees. I mean, we're still not getting the right answers. We're just seeing an incident there at the end where obviously he got help to say there was an off-the-ball incident, and great, we want to see that. If they see the decision, shout up and make it, but also if there's a mistake, we've got to make sure that we get it right. That's the point. But full credit, they were really bright, really sharp. Wissa getting that goal from that set piece just over the line, but Mbeumo has been the one. Really shining light, some wonderful play down this right-hand side, drifting in and out and causing problems, but really good first half of football.
Half-time, Brentford 2, Fulham 1. Join us for the second half in around 10 minutes. Hello, welcome back. Second half commentary of Brentford Fulham coming up in just a second. Both sets of players are out after the first 45. Brentford are leading by 2-1. Their 2 goals from Brian and Bomo and Johan Wissa after Jimenez gave Fulham an early lead, but the Cottagers unable to hold on to that lead. Both sets of players are out on the pitch, but Jared Gillett, the referee, is ushering them all forward towards him. Not quite sure why. So Jared Gillett bringing all the players towards him to have a word. Trying to work out what's going on here, me and Michael Brown alongside me.
Yeah, we're just having a little look. Something strange, something's come to the attention of the officials over the top right-hand side corner, that they're just having a look. So unless there's just an incident over there that we're just waiting to.
I can see a drone ahead of above the floodlight. Is it related to that drone? It's rather strange. Anyway, while they...
This is Premier League football. Everything, we always have a look. There's always something. We're tested, aren't we, to deliver the news as it happens, and the storylines, and at times it's out of our control. We just have to look, we have to wait, and we can just see there of all times now the players just having a little look, see what situation could happen. There's a bit of fun, there's a few smiles with the players, but it looks like they're getting back on there now, and hopefully we can get going very, very shortly.
I think it was to do with that drone floating above the floodlight, which is a little odd, but there we go. Both players drifting back onto the pitch, and Fulham are making a change then. On comes Tom Kearney, he's coming on for Sander Berg. Could be one of his last appearances for Fulham. His contract up at the end of the season. A lot of rumours that Wrexham are after him.
He's a great servant to Fulham. A lovely guy as well. He's done so well for the football club, hasn't he?
Yeah, 10 years he's been at Fulham, 350 plus appearances. So, we are back underway then. Brentford getting us back underway, all the way back to Flecken, who then hits a long ball forward. Brentford 2, Fulham 1. Start of the second half here on Sports Extra 2. Go through the lineups then. In goal, no changes at the break from Thomas Frank, so in goal for Brentford is Flecken, back for Coyote Collins, Vandenberg, Lewis Potter. In front of them, Captain Norgard alongside Yarmuluk. Number 10 is Damsgaard, and that front three of Mbomo and Wissa, both who scored in the first half, and Sharda on the left. Brentford in possession on the halfway line. Fulham then made a change, so Leno in goal, back four is the same: Robinson, Anderson, Bassi and Tete. Kearney's come into the midfield alongside Lukic, Smith Rowe in the number 10, and then the front three are Iwobi, Jimenez, who scored the first goal of the game, and Traore. But it's Brentford on the attack. Ball whipped in towards Mbomo, headed out by Fulham, and then Iwobi gets the secondary clearance and then nicks it off the toe of Coyote, but Brentford win back the ball. Both players giving up possession. Fulham now have it out by their own corner flag in the little slither of shade in which Leno is standing. Fire it forward to Jimenez. Good control from him. He gifts it up straight away though. And second half getting started with both sides frantically giving up the ball.
Yeah, it's just set now. As you come back out and find an answer or a solution to make sure you do a little bit better in the second half.
As Lewis Potter puts the ball into the box, at the back stick is Mbomo. He tries to get it across, out by Bassi. And Mbomo and Wissa have been so good for Brentford. A lot of rumours they won't be here next season. This could be the last game at the G-Tech for those two. Premier League player with 19 now, Premier League goals each. You're going to catch the eye of clubs with a lot of money, aren't you? As Traore wins the ball off Lewis Potter, and he'll come surging forward now, and he goes under a challenge from Norgard. Free kick Fulham, and the referee Jared Gillett quick to whip out that yellow card for the Brentford captain.
Yeah, it's because he pushes it across him, doesn't he? You just got to leave him, try and let him have that momentum. But he didn't do it yet again. Referee reaches to his pocket. I don't think he had much choice in that situation. A promising attack, great pace and tempo. And Traore just running down that right, but he used his strength initially and then got off running. Norgard just gets some contact and brings him down now. Tom Kearney over the ball at left foot. What he's got, he's said okay, leave it with you, right on cue. As I mentioned, he could swing it, but there's a really high line from this wide free kick.
It's going to be Lukic to take, and as he said, a high line. All the Brentford players outside the penalty box, and they're going to dink it over them, put in towards the purple players, and it's hooked out and away by Yarmulke.
That was a good ball, actually. I think it was a good position. You missed that defensive line, just needed a touch, but it just ran away. That's the type of delivery I felt that was important, that you've got to get it in towards those positions.
Elsewhere, final moments between West Ham and Forest. Forest have got a goal back, so it's West Ham 2, it's West Ham 1, Forest 2. There's a long ball looking for Adama Traore, goes out of play for a goal kick for Fulham.
There's a few Forest fans worrying there, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was like, oh no, it's not looking good for a second, but we got there. We changed it. It's fine for Nottingham Forest. You're very close.
I will do the final score when it comes in, and I'll get it right that time for us. The score here, though, Michael Brown, Brentford 2, Fulham 1. Spot on.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself, but do you know, they've had to recover, haven't they? Fulham did all right, and Brentford getting some good opportunities, some good performances, and they've looked sharp, they've looked hungry, and they really set a tone. It'll be some season, won't it, if they can end these 2 games and 2 wins.
They have been on some run, Brentford, it is true. Winning here today would be their 5th Premier League win in a row, and before that it was 2 draws as well against Chelsea and Arsenal. So against big teams, Brentford very much hold their own against any team in the Premier League this season. Tom Kearney coming forward for Fulham. Got Tete out with chalk on his boots. Forward to Traore. Out with a corner flag. Back to Tete. That's a nice ball into Lukic. His ball across, blocked by Wissa. And now Brentford are able to clear off Lukic and out for a throw-in deep in their own left-back position. Always plenty of goals at the G-Tech Stadium. After a run of 8 home league games without a win, Brentford won 4-2 against Brighton, 4-3 against United. Currently leading here by 2-1. Lewis Potter then to take this throw in. More of a winger, but Brentford have had injury issues at fullback. Rico Henry, Aaron Hickey both missed the majority of the season, but Thomas Frank has made do where required, and Lewis Potter's looking good as a left back. Vandenberg now into Collins. Brentford have the ball in their own penalty area, but they play it out really well, and it's hit forward to right back Coyote. He's up and over the halfway line now. A little slip, but he recovers his pace, and his forward ball though is cut out by Robinson, and now Fulham's left back will drive forward. So good going forward, Robinson. It's now out on the right hand side with Traore bursting towards the penalty area. Heavy touch, goes in under a challenge, and it's given us a free kick in a really good position, and it's a yellow card for Lewis Potter, and that looked a touch soft, Michael Brown.
Does he need to give him a yellow card? But what he'll say, he's using the words promising an attack into a key area. He knows he's running out of sort of space to get into any sort of stride. He just lends his body across him. As soon as there's a touch, there isn't much, it goes down. But Tom Kearney now, he says, let me have a look at it. I said that last time and he got stepped aside, and he might not take it again, but there is a little bit of contact, but he uses his experience, doesn't he, to try and buy a free kick into a good position as it was running away. I think that's the key. If the ball's away from you, for the referee, is why is the player, is he engineering it or not?
Good opportunity then, as Fulham are looking to get back in this game, trailing Brentford by 2-1, 52 minutes played, and they've got a free kick 20 yards from goal, just outside the penalty area, right of centre. Lukic and Kearney over it. And it is Kearney who takes it, and it's straight into the wall again, but then it rebounds back for Smith Rowe. He shoots, and that's blocked. And it's such a vicious shot that the block carried it all the way back to Bernard Leno. He hits it forward looking for Bassi. Bounces now for Mbomo, and Brentford look like they're about to counter-attack, but the ball cut out. Fulham back in possession. Bassi back to Robinson, who was a bit of a doubt for today. Didn't play the last game, the 3-1 loss against Everton. Back in, and that allows Sessegnon to play a bit higher up the pitch should he come on. Ryan Sessegnon, who's had to play at left back past couple of games. And I wonder how much longer until Marco Silva decides to make changes for Fulham. They've got good attacking players on the bench. Harry Wilson scored 2 injury time winners against Brentford last time these sides played, but Fulham coming forward, ball put into the box. Leno in no man's land, but it's headed out by Lewis Potter into the form of Sharda. He's chased down by Tete. He's out by his own goal line, dribbles the ball into his own penalty area, then away, and it's actually good from Sharda. His forward ball though straight to Anderson, and Fulham have it back.
Sharda does all right, but I'm thinking, when he's trying to get away from a player, why would you run right towards your goal? You lose it there. I just think, come back out, use the space behind you, away from that dangerous area. Iwobi steps in to make an extra one in midfield, the overload, but good numbers from Brentford. Look, they've got a good shape, and good sort of areas. They're all just creeping up the pitch, trying to close it wherever they can.
Iwobi now out by the corner flag, gets past one man, but Coyote's there to help his teammate, and Brentford now will come forward. Slid into the path of Mbomo, who knocks it over the halfway line and sprints towards it. He's got Wissa and Sharda in front of him. He goes back and actually gifts it to Robinson, who's then fouled, and the free kick goes to Fulham. And that's maybe the loudest I've heard the Bees fans furious at that.
Do you know, from here
decision?
I thought foul straight away. John Robinson, as he just nicks around it. It's a little bit of contact, little tiny push, not a lot, I agree, but it was enough. That was my initial thought, and referee was right there. There's that nudge on his back, and Thomas Frank just directing operations, split stance, hands on his hips, just sort of wondering what's next, what can I give to the team, how do I make sure we get another 3 points, and imagine what's going on inside his brain as he just goes back to the technical area with a little bit of advice for the team.
10 minutes played in the second half. Brentford 2, Fulham 1. And Thomas Frank actually said earlier in the week that he was going to be at the final with a friend from Denmark who's a Crystal Palace fan. So he'd have been celebrating with his friend, although Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup hasn't helped Brentford's hopes of playing in Europe, as Fulham play around from the back, and Bassi nearly gifts it straight to Mbumo, but it's with Smith Rowe. Brentford pressing here, not allowing Fulham an easy pass out, and the long ball is cut out. Anderson then hits the ball forward, and that'll be easily swept up by Coyote, who goes back to Flecken in the Brentford goal. Vandenberg now out to left back Lewis Potter. First time ball up to Sharda. His ball, a wall pass back to his left back, cut out by Traore. Darting infield, the big Spaniard finds Iwobi. Nods it out to Robinson. Iwobi again. 1-2 with Kearney. Kearney on the edge of the penalty area, no space for the shot. So Fulham have to go back to Anderson. Trying to break down this Brentford back line. Anthony Robinson picked out. Can he get the cross in? Coyote's there blocking him, so he goes back to Lukic. Anderson now does get the cross in, then it goes over everyone. Tete's there, his volley blocked. Pinball in the penalty area, and Tete down a little weakly, and Tete and Sharda now pushing each other, but meanwhile Mbomo's away for Brentford, up against Bassi, waiting for reinforcements. Mbomo passes it back in field to Norgard, and it's getting a little ill-tempered in this West London derby. Lewis Potter now forward, Thomas Frank urging his players forward. Left-hand side, plays it in field. Damsgaard gets the ball across, blocked by Anderson. Brentford corner.
Yeah, good counter. There is a few little edgy challenges, and seeing that initial ball from Damsgaard outside of his right foot, he just fizzed it out to that right channel, and Bumo was away, but he thinks like I'm not going to really get past Bassi, so I'll come back in, circulate it, get it out to the left hand side. But now set piece, Fulham all zonal right across the 6-yard area, couple of blockers with Smith Rowe, Dama Traore just trying to look and get after the two big centre backs to stop their line, I would imagine, being able to just get any sort of momentum in Collins and Van den Berg. But just see if the quality of the delivery can be good.
Damsgaard delivers. Kearney clears for Fulham, and Iwobi will now try and carry it away. And can Fulham now break? Jimenez. Loads of red and white shirts flooding back, and no violet ones, so he has to wait for Tete to support. Tete coming forward. There's a Brentford down player holding his head, and the ball's put in. Fleckham grabs it, and there's a Brentford man down in Leno's penalty area holding his face, and the referee should stop the play, and he does stop the play now for potential head injury. It's Lewis Potter who's down.
Do you know, you've got a fellow professional next to you on the floor with a head injury, and when the goalkeeper doesn't go and see how he is, I think that almost tells you he's not buying it one bit, and I think he thinks he's okay, and why we're not playing on. So I think that's what he's asking the question, or has he seen something different?
I tell you what, on this replay it looks a little bit like Anderson hauls him to the floor, and then watch Anderson's boot when Lewis Potter's on the floor. So we can see the replay now. You can't see it from that angle, but it kind of catches him in the face. A little bit of afters between them. Lewis Potter not happy. Leno's now speaking to him. I'm not sure that words of comfort though, are they?
Referee's bringing them together now to have a chat, just to try and calm the situation down. Do we really need to do this? Can we not just play on? I don't think we really have to stop, delay and wait. It's too much about the referee. Yes, there's been an incident. Can he not just do it on the travel while the ball's in play? Go on individually, just get them, say I've got that, I've just spoke to him while the ball's moving. It's just it's all for show again from the official.
An hour played here at the GTEC Community Stadium. Brentford 2, Fulham 1. The aeroplane goes over the GTEC Stadium here. There's a tower block behind Fleckham's goal. Flecken, the Brentford goalkeeper, has the ball. A number of people out on their balconies in the sun watching the game. No need to buy a ticket for the GTEC when you can watch it from your balcony. And there's going to be a pause in play here as well, as Coyote is down. Needs a bit of physio support. Brentford just slowing the game down a little bit. Let's have a look at the scores elsewhere than the Premier League. So earlier today, in Everton's goodbye game at Goodison, they beat Southampton by 2-0. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 2, and it's still playing there, nearly over. Surely seconds remaining. Leicester City are leading Ipswich by 1-0. Jamie Vardy on the score sheet, and of course we've got full live coverage at 4:30 today from the Emirates as Arsenal take on Newcastle. Arsenal will secure a place in next season's Champions League if they get all 3 points today. Also coming up this week, this Wednesday, commentary of Manchester United Tottenham in the Europa League final, build up from 7 p.m. with Mark Chapman for that one. Coyote back up on his feet and he'll be okay to continue. A reminder then as well, as we've got this break in play, for how Brentford could qualify for a place in Europe. One of the following things would have to happen. It would have to be Chelsea win the Conference League, then finish 7th, and Newcastle finish inside the top 6, or Chelsea finish 6th and Newcastle 7th, then 8th place in the Premier League would qualify for Europe. Change coming then. Coyote unable to continue, and he is replaced by Aya. So that's the first change from Thomas Frank then.
It's like we've had a 5-minute delay. It's that long. I said he didn't need to do that before with the two players. Let's just get them on, and then we maybe concentrate on the injury. Finally we get up and running and get away.
Second half hasn't really got going yet, 15 minutes in. Brentford 2, Fulham 1. Fulham's Tom Kearney in possession in his own half. Squares it back to Anderson. Signed for big money over the summer from Crystal Palace. I think the jury may be still out from Fulham fans on Joachim Andersen, signing that he's been. As Kearney plays it across to Lukic, forward to Iwobi, a bit of space midway inside the Brentford half. Plays forward and then he just gifts it straight to Wissa. Sharda driving forward with real pace, and Wissa darts into the space that Sharda left, out on this left, up against Tete. Wissa edging forward, cuts to the byline, gets it across with his left foot, and it strikes the side netting and goes behind for a corner. Then in fact got a touch on it.
Yeah, a little touch near post, and an opportunity. Brentford fans are starting to be a little bit more vocal. Are they worried? Are they concerned? They should absolutely be delighted with the position that the team are in. But again, just a delay, a wait, no rush whatsoever. Referee saying, can we hurry up? I mean, he needs to look at himself as well when he's doing that. It's quite ironic that he's telling them to take it a little bit quicker.
Brentford corner. They lead Fulham by 2-1 here in the spring sunshine at the G-Tech. Damsgaard goes to take the corner, steps over it, takes a step back. All the players wait in the penalty area. Damsgaard delivers then towards the back post, and Bassi, I think, got the final touch, but the assistant referee's given a goal kick. That looked like a corner to me.
They're asking questions, aren't they? See what it might be, but you know, what happens next? What do Fulham do? Do they sit and think, right, okay, I'm going to go after it, we'll be more dynamic, take more chances? We expect that to be the case, and we've seen a few lined up now.
Yeah, a couple of substitutes looking to come on. You can see Harry Wilson, I think Josh King as well, getting final instructions from the coaching staff from Fulham. So Marco Silva rolling the dice. And it's Fulham in possession with Robinson. Fires it forward, chested down brilliantly by Iwobi. Slide-in challenge though. And he loses possession, and then Brentford win a free kick as Collins is hauled down.
Smith Rowe just to receive the yellow card, and that might be his last action. You know, he gets an opportunity in the middle. Just waiting to see what these substitutions are definitely going to be, but be a shame to see that. We've just seen obviously Iwobi as well get caught on the byline, and that's why it made Smith Rowe react. Shirt pull, you're always going to be in trouble for that, but these are substitutions now.
So Iwobi makes way then, and coming on for him is Harry Wilson, who scored 2 injury time winners last time these sides met in the Premier League, so Brentford fans won't be pleased to see him coming on. And also coming on for Smith Rowe is Josh King, 18-year-old, only played 88 Premier League minutes ahead of today, so Marco Silva trusting him ahead of Brazilian Vinicius, who's on the bench, who has really struggled for minutes this season. Marco Silva obviously not trusting him, so in comes young teenager Josh King. Brentford in possession with their goalkeeper Flecken. He fires it forward looking for Mbomo, but straight to Bassi, who picks out Robinson.
It's interesting, Adama Traore's gone from the right to the left. You know, what do you see there? Harry Wilson coming in with that left foot inside as an option. Here he goes.
King now in the penalty area, but wide of the goal. Back to Tete. It's back with Harry Wilson. Hair's swept back with a thin little hairband. He's got orange boots on.
I thought you were talking about me for a second there. I couldn't do that.
Such a stylish player, Harry Wilson, though, isn't he? Those goals he scored in injury time against Brentford last time out were pretty spectacular. He nearly scored a spectacular goal against Everton last time out, picked with a fantastic save. Fulham coming forward though here. Tete whips the ball across, takes a nick, and the header from Tom Kearney nestled in the bottom corner. Fulham are level. Kearney runs over towards the Fulham faithful in the corner to receive the adulation out of nothing really. Fulham back level, and it's Tom Kearney. Nice moment for him. 2-2.
Yeah, it's a great moment. Somebody who's led this football club, as I mentioned, and it might be coming to an end, but he'll cherish that. You could see the delight. But it was Wilson who was in the build-up. He's come inside, as we mentioned, what he can do, and he probes. He might try to make things happen quickly. He plays a forward pass, tries to get the return, he loses out. King was involved. Then Tete, just that delivery, it did take a big deflection. It looped right in towards the centre of the 6-yard box. But it was Tom Kearney. He took the chance right on the edge of that 6-yard area. He just rose, glanced that header into the far corner, and off he goes, that left-hand side, to the delight of the supporters. It's game on yet again here.
Really entertaining West London derby here, and the Fulham fans now all on their feet in that corner. I saw one of them holding up a white home Fulham shirt with number 10 Tom Kearney on the back. Might that be his last ever goal for Fulham? His contract up at the end of the season. A lot of rumours about him going to Wrexham in the Championship next season, of course. And now Fulham have got their tails up. Jimenez on the halfway line, chests it down. One back though by Brentford. Mbomo played in by Wissa. Mbomo into the penalty area, tries to check back and hit it with his left, but just that gave a little bit of time for Batty to recover, and Fulham now have the ball themselves with Joachim Andersen. This game has swung back and forward. Traore driving in field. Harry Wilson was spaced out on this right, and he's picked out by Traore. Wilson darting in field, goes from range, and wow! What a finish from Harry Wilson! Arrows it into the bottom corner. Flecken didn't even dive for it. Harry Wilson over to the fans, and it's Brentford 2, Fulham 3.
What a game of football we've got here. Quality, people taking chances. I said, will he roll the dice? Will he start to get after him? Well, he did. And you know what he's got in that left foot, Wilson. And he just steps again inside central, maybe 25 yards out, but he hits it so clean. He whips it into that far corner. Goalkeeper standing, he's having a look, but the quality's there, right in that corner. Those Fulham supporters cannot believe what they're seeing. I think there's more goals coming as well. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant game.
That's his third goal this season against Brentford. He loves playing against the Bees, Harry Wilson. 6 Premier League goals for him this season. And Marco Silva's substitutes have made the difference. Tom Kearney on at half-time, he got Fulham level. Harry Wilson on moments ago, he's put them in front. And they've been very good this season. Ahead of today, Fulham have scored 15 of their 51 league goals via subs. So they've got that strength and depth. The
goalkeeper is just saying he's blocked his eye line, he couldn't see it, so it might have been the strike right as he just doesn't get a look, because he can go both ways, Wilson. So he maybe he's thinking, is he going to strike it hard and low near post? He's far out, and by the time he's hit with that quality just to get a look at it, he can't recover from it.
As you say though, Michael Brown, maybe more goals in this as Sharda goes down under a challenge from Tete in the penalty area. It looks shoulder to shoulder though. No penalty given from the referee, and Andersen then has a little bit of afters with Sharda, and the referee Jared Gillett books Andersen for his role there.
For telling him not to dive. What's he supposed to say? Oh, it's okay if you try to engineer a penalty. He's going to tell him. That's just normal. What referee, don't get involved. Just leave it alone. Let's go. Let's play. No, he has to step over, issue a yellow card again. There's a delay in play again. You know, the two managers are talking about it now. We've seen Thomas Frank and Silva, and he does go down, but is it a really bad one? No, but you know,
it's shoulder to shoulder. It's not an obvious dive.
Yeah, but my point is this, right? The players are allowed to have a little bit. It's heated. It's competitive. We want them to sort of, you know, fire each other up. That's what it's about. And the referee just getting involved is frustrating me, to be honest.
Not a fan of Jared Gillett today, are you, Michael Brown? So, Brentford 2, Fulham 3. Sharda trying to get onto the ball. Wonderful little flick from behind him to take the ball into his path. Driving down the left into the penalty area. Sharda goes past Andersen and Tete, but just wriggles. Can't wriggle away from goal. Brentford still coming forward. They trail by 3-2.
Attack dies down, but what a goal.
Traore now for Fulham over the halfway line. He's down under a challenge. Ball won though by Yarmouk, and it's getting really entertaining here. Norgard for Brentford, slides it out to Mbomo. Mbomo past Robinson. Cuts back, whips the ball goalwards. Wissa went up to header it. Falls for Sharda, he's volleyed the ball off Tete. And Wissa wants a penalty here because as he went up to head the ball, he fell down under a bit of pressure. Jared Gillett.
There's a push in his back, that's what he's asking. There's a nudge, is there enough or not? That's what he's asking. The referee just walking away, you can tell as he just puts his hands into his shorts just to have a little think as he walks away. You can see there's someone's talking to him in his ear, but it's a good deep cross in. We're just getting a look, see now, is there enough? A little tiny nudge. Tete, and then at that back post, he sort of drills it. It's diverted wide, but is he just delaying the action here, the referee? No, on we go.
On we go, and we don't really know. We don't have the VAR screen here as the ball comes in from Brentford and it goes all the way out for a goal kick for Fulham. And that's the problem with VAR, isn't it, Michael Brown? We don't really know what's going on.
We don't know, but there wasn't enough. There was a tiny touch, not enough to give a penalty. They probably just had a look and a check to make sure. The referee's been asked more questions on the pitch now from Tom Kearney, and now Thomas Frank's turn to react, to make changes, to think what can he do, because the game looked like it was all them and it's flipped and changed so easy, and this is what happens in Premier League football.
So coming on then, Thiago for Lewis Potter, Rico Henry coming on for Yarmouk. And another change, the third change, sees Jensen come on as well.
And replacing number 7, Kevin Sharda.
Off for Kevin Sharda. So I think we'll see Henry in at left back for Lewis Potter. We'll see Thiago for Sharda, and we'll see Jensen in the middle there. Interesting to see Brazilian Thiago on for Brentford. Joined in the summer from Club Bruges, where he scored 18 goals last season, but he's had a meniscus injury which has really deprived him of a good start to his Brentford career. He could be the man to step up if Brian Mbomo or Wissa end up leaving.
Yeah, you've got to. Someone's always waiting. There you go. Good chance for him. We talk about youngsters.
Josh King coming forward for Fulham. Plays it back to Traore. Fulham attacking. They've got the ball in and around the Brentford penalty box. Kenny finds King. King switches out to Tete on this right-hand side. Tete around the corner for King, who's looked really bright and buzzing since coming on. Small stature, the young 18-year-old. Tete in field to Wilson. Wilson 1-2 with Kearney. Brilliant play from those two. Kearney now whips it out towards Traore. Wonderful touch from him. He goes back to Robinson. Harry Wilson now in the penalty area, trying to turn away from Collins, and it's well won by Brentford's big centre half. And Brentford now will try and break. Got it with Damsgaard. Surging over the halfway line, he's got support from Rico Henry in the penalty area. Left, cuts it back, and it's deflected away, and Fulham's Josh King will try and carry the ball forward. Loses out to Henry. Brentford back in possession. 76 minutes played. Brentford 2, Fulham 3. And then Fulham's midfielder just knocks it out of play.
We've got to find something now. Thomas Frank, how quick certain circumstances drift away from you. I do feel like there will be another goal in the game. I did mention that, but now referee's delayed it, slowing it again, saying wait a minute, I can't do this anymore. He's got to just let it flow.
Thiago tries to find Mbomo, can't pick out his teammate, and it's back with Leno. Elsewhere it is full time at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 2.
You need to explain why you said it like that.
Let's just breeze over it.
Yeah, okay,
Anderson,
yeah.
back to Leno. Leno under pressure from Thiago, hits it downfield. Wissa in possession for Brentford, into Norgard. Norgard then spreads it out to Mbomo towards the corner flag. Mbomo won't be able to keep that. He's got a lot of pace. Can't keep that one in though. So those 3 changes for Brentford just come on, so yet to really make an impact. Well, let's keep an eye on those, Michael Brown, and see if they bring about the required changes. Very interested in Thiago, this Brazilian player that they've signed. Came on as a sub in the last 2, but as I said, had that meniscus injury which has kept him out.
What he's done on Mbomo is just split right hand side and Whistle left, like as a front 2 but wide, and Thiago's gone in as like a central of a support, in just dropping in as a number 10 but going to support as a front 3 wherever he possibly can in possession. That's his role.
Brentford coming forward, Robinson trying to haul down Collins, but they play on advantage, played good advantage from the referee into Thiago in the penalty area, driven backwards, picks out a teammate. It's a throw in for Brentford. You can see Sessegnon warming up for Fulham to come on.
See what they're unsure there now. Brentford have got normally the details very, very quickly. Are we going to still do a long throw or are we not? Still about that change, but they are deciding that it could still work.
Yeah, Jensen's over to take it, and Fulham are going to make that change now actually. On comes Sessegnon for Adama Traore, who's not had a huge impact in the game, although actually, to be fair to him, he set up the first goal, the Jimenez goal, with his cross, got an assist there. On comes Ryan Sessegnon, it's his birthday today. Had to play at left back quite a bit recently, but prefers to play in a more forward position, doesn't he, Sessegnon?
Happy birthday. Will it end in a good day for him? We'll soon see.
Traore gets a pat on the back from Marco Silva, who looked very irate in the first half, but looking a little more relaxed now. His side are leading. Brentford 2, Fulham 3, and 10 minutes remaining. After a slow start, this second half is now whizzed by. Jensen with the throw in then. Lobs it into the penalty area. Flicked on goalwards, and then Mbomo was always leaning back as he got that volley, and he skied it into the stands for a free kick for Fulham. Goal kick for Fulham.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange situation. Obviously, you get some joy off certain longer throws. The flick's all right, tries to hook it, but it was always heading way over. I think it's that point, recirculate, go back to the edge of the area and move it round, and then get across in from a wide position. And they're going from back to front a little bit more now. Fulham a bit more direct.
As Wilson nearly robs the ball off Rico Henry. Free kick given though. Wilson adjudged to have fouled Henry.
He just flicks at his leg slightly. He used to do that as they're going to kick it or touch it. If you can just sort of nudge it slightly, you sometimes get away with it. You know you're behind, but the referee was on top of it. Good decision.
Elsewhere, more Premier League coverage, of course, on 5 Live right now. Live coverage of Arsenal Newcastle in the Premier League. That kicked off 11 minutes ago. Still 0-0 there. Vandenberg on the ball for Brentford, midway inside his own half, out to his centre-back colleague Collins. And Mbomo's forward pass takes a nick out for a throw-in. Brentford take the throw-in. It's now with Thiago and Mbomo again. Back to Norgard, Brentford's captain. They are looking to get level here. In really good form ahead of this one. They were unbeaten in their last 6. 4 wins in a row. As it's put in between Anderson and Tete, looking for Henry. Good slide-in intervention from Tete, split it out for a Brentford throw-in level with Fulham's penalty box.
Yeah, good recovery run, Tete. First half he struggled a bit, doesn't he? But he's done better. He sorted that out from a slow start. It's a good recovery run. Now more opportunities, another long throw. I thought they might have just dropped one short to get a cross in, but when you score off one, you have another go.
In from Jensen then. And then Mbomo with the acrobatic effort, and he completely misses the ball.
It looked so good, didn't it? It would have been sensational. One of them overhead kicks as he lines it up, you think, here we go. The style was everything. Then he just missed the ball.
On the ball again now though, but the referee spotted a little foul he didn't like. Fulham have the free kick, much to the annoyance of the Brentford fans here in the G-Tech. Their side trailing Fulham by 3-2 as things stand here, and this would be a blow for Brentford in terms of their hopes of playing in Europe, which were already very slim after Crystal Palace won the FA Cup yesterday. They were relying on Chelsea and Newcastle to finish in specific positions in the table anyway, but who knows, 8th might be playing European football next season. So many Premier Leagues in Europe next season.
Yeah, but you look at Brighton against Liverpool. We've got Bournemouth travel to the Etihad. No, it's a great ending, isn't it? And the last day is going to be fantastic football.
It really is. As for these teams, Brentford away at Wolves for their final game of the Premier League season, and Fulham have got Man City at home. That's not a great fixture.
I'll be there. Well, another two I've maybe played for, so I'll have to go to that one, won't I, on the last day.
Yeah. And I reckon Man City will be looking to take out their anger at that FA Cup loss on the next team they face, so Fulham might be unfortunate.
Bournemouth, I've got to see how that goes first, but yeah, interesting times. But again, now Fulham's time to just slow it down and waste a bit of more valuable, precious minutes. But I think that's a danger. I think they've got to keep on the front foot because Brentford will keep coming.
6 minutes remaining as Norgard plays it into Mbomo in the penalty area. Does well to stay on his feet. Goes down under a challenge goal kick. Mbomo and Robinson both in the box. Mbomo was trying to shake Robinson off to get the shot away. Went down, looks at the referee.
What does this mean when he does this? He puts his finger in his ear, the referee. It means, help me, tell me something, what you're talking about. It was great control initially, and he just lost his footing. When I get another look, the chest control was really good. He's getting into a good position, but he's just gone too fast for the angle that he was going at. He went down, it was a bit of an ooh, but initial thoughts were no penalty, and when we see the replay, it was right, as the official got that spot on.
5 minutes remaining. Brentford 2, Fulham 3. 5 goals we've been treated to here at the G-Tech Community Stadium. As Leno hits the ball downfield, flicked on by Tete, headed forward by Wilson. Cleared by Jensen. Josh King can't keep it in for Fulham. It'll be a throw-in for Brentford, and Jimenez just being a little annoying in the way of Rico Henry. As Brentford try and bring it forward now. Collins slides it out to Mbomo. Plays it infield to Damsgaard. Damsgaard up to Mbomo again. It's really nice passing from Brentford. Norgard then puts the ball into the penalty area, and Mbomo was there again. He's all over the pitch, Brian Mbomo. Henry back to Jensen. Jensen with the deep cross. Norgard meets it. What a save from Leno. Sensational reflexes from the German shotstopper. Had to get down low and a strong palm to it, and that could get all 3 points for Fulham.
That's a great ball in. Lovely in-swinging delivery right around that back post. Just looped around like saying, come on, attack it. And there was no disappointment. It was headed right down into that bottom corner. The left hand comes across. Leno, wonderful strong arm and a great save to push it away. But Brentford, as that pass is just too big, runs away as the momentum was swinging towards them. It's gone away. Thomas Frank gives that message, the arms, the encouragement. Come on, we can do it. You know how positive he is, and he will think that is still an opportunity to not only come back into the game but to win it.
Brentford trailing by 3-2. I can see Fulham player Cuenca ready to come on for Marco Silva as he tries to see this out, and it would be a big boost for Fulham, not only because it's a local derby, but they've been in a poor run. They've had a bit of a damp finish, been a damp squib, their finish to this Premier League season, so this would be a big boost for Marco Silva's side.
You look at the table as well, there's an opportunity for them to, it's obviously on the last day, to go and jump right over the top of Fulham. And you look at the fixtures that we've mentioned and talked about. Brighton have got a difficult one. Obviously Bournemouth have as well. The last day could be riding on absolutely everything. So Fulham have just put themselves in a really strong position to go right up to the table. So it's changing so much.
Here is that change then from Marco Silva. On comes Spaniard Cuenca, and off comes Anthony Robinson. He's had a bit of an injury ahead of today though, so I think that's probably why he's coming off, just managing his minutes. Marco Silva won't want to not have him on the final day of the season, so Robinson is off, Cuenca is on. 88 minutes on the clock, but I think there'll probably be a decent amount of injury time at the end of this as well.
Yeah, he just might have just dropped into a back three. Just change it, Tete out on the wide right and Sessegnon left. Sensible, isn't it, when you look at the last moments of the game, and game management will have a lot of added time, I'm sure, with the delays we've had.
As Anderson sweeps it out to Sessegnon. Out for a throw for Brentford, won by Thiago. And Fulham are closing in on completing their first league double over Brentford since 1947. And they're two teams that have come across each other quite a lot across the Premier League, the Championship as well. Rico Henry in possession for Brentford. It's back with Vandenberg. Brentford need a goal to get anything from this game, trailing by 3-2. Mbuemo now, who missed the penalty in the first half, switches it out to Henry. Henry forward for Wissa. Bassey's followed him all the way. Goes back to Damsgaard. Slight midfielder that pulls the strings for Brentford. His ball in, blocked by Harry Wilson, who got the leveller for Fulham. And it's out for a throw-in for Brentford. Damsgaard leaves it for Jensen, who's going to dry the ball with his shirt and go for another long throw. Just needs to make sure he doesn't back into a steward as he takes the steps away from the touchline. Here comes said long throw-in, and it's flicked goalwards and headed by Anderson and then cleared out by Harry Wilson as the board's gone up. 7 minutes of injury time then at the end of this game. 7 minutes for Brentford to try and find a leveller. Slip in the middle of the park, and Jimenez wins it for Fulham, and he hits it forward looking for Tom Kearney. Brilliant touch out the sky and tries to chip Flecken even, and Flecken recovers just in time to catch it. That would have been a wondrous goal, wouldn't it?
Absolutely unbelievable. I've seen it coming. I'm thinking he's seen it come out the sky. Kearney takes the touch, and the next one looks like he was going to lob him from absolutely miles away. He just didn't catch him, but for a minute it looked like we were in for a treat, and goalkeeper just collected it. But great move, long ball by Jimenez into the long run of Kearney. He's had to recover a long ways. It's all Brentford now as Fulham just camp out in that back five now with a good line in front of them. And can they find a way, this Brentford team?
As Sessegnon will clear for Fulham, runs it out and plays it forward for Josh King. And Fulham now looking very dangerous on the counter. King coming forward, he's got Jimenez in acres of space if he can pick him out, and he goes back instead, and the Mexican looks fuming. Puts his hands on his knees. 90 minutes played, he's thinking, I've made this run, why don't you pick me out?
That's the most Jimenez has done, from right back right up to the right wing, but they've got another chance here, but I don't know if they'll put it in. There's a long time to game manage this 7 minutes. I think if they get a chance to go forward, take it.
King out by the corner flag, goes back to Kearney, and Fulham are content to just keep the ball rather than risk it and let this become a transitional basketball-esque game. But that's a little poor from Anderson. Manages to find Bassey though. Bassey trotting forward. Jimenez is played in now on the right. What will he do with it? Plays it into Tete in the box. Tete whips it across the face of goal. Goes across. Finds Harry Wilson. Wilson into Sessegnon, and Fulham playing rather slowly, but it's back with Flecken now as Wilson lets it run away from him. Fulham enjoying their afternoon here at the local rivals, winning by 3-2 as the injury time ticks away. 5 minutes remaining. Norgard, Brentford's captain, dallies on the ball, nearly gives it away, but Brentford have it with Wissa, who manages to keep it in just in front of Thomas Frank. Goes past Tete, but Wilson brings them down. Free kick for Brentford, a chance for them to lift the ball into the 18-yard box here.
Yeah, he does well, doesn't he? Wissa goes through the three of them, and one of them made sure he didn't get the other side, and referee decides a free kick early, and they go short and try and keep the momentum. They've set everything else up, but it's just opening so much as Fulham probably didn't want the free kick they actually got, because Jimenez was away through the centre, and just there's a slight head injury into the box, and Jimenez yet again on his run didn't get his reward. He was waiting and thinking, here we go, I've got a chance to seal all of the 3 points, and when there's an injury there, the referee's always going to go with the player, make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, head injury for Anderson. Went up for the aerial battle with Collins, I think, and he's just down, back up on his feet now. Anderson, he'll be okay. Gets a round of boos from the Brentford fans here. Fulham heading for 3 points then, after back-to-back losses. Last time out to Everton, before that Aston Villa. A nice 3 points coming the way of Marco Silva's men. Leno with the free kick. He's in the only shaded area of the pitch, his penalty area. He fires up and it's met by Vandenberg. He lobs it forward. Bassey with the header. Hooked forward looking for Josh King, who does well to get onto that. Now with Anderson, who's shaken off that head injury, and he plays a wonderful ball over the top of Henry, looking for Raul Jimenez. He slides in. Brentford still in possession though. Collins trotting forward into Jensen in the centre circle. He slides it out to the left where Damsgaard is. He gets his chin up, looks around him, struts out towards the left, finds Rico Henry up against Tete. Thomas Frank with his arms aloft. He wants the ball put in the box. Henry knocks it off a Fulham player. He'll have another chance to cross it. Again, Tete's there to block. Back though with Jensen. Will he deliver the ball? No, he goes square to Damsgaard. Damsgaard will lift it in towards the penalty area, and it's punched behind by Leno for a Brentford corner.
Yes, it's risk the reward. It's worth a go, isn't it? Damsgaard just curls it in. He's got a nice technique about it. It's just a little bit big, and Leno taking no chances. He just makes sure he gets a fist to it. Anticipation now with the fans. Can we see late drama here? The delivery's got to be on point. It's got to be good. Right on top of the goalkeeper for me is probably a good bet.
We've played 95 minutes. 2 minutes of injury time remaining. The referee just prevents the corner from being taken to have a chat with Bassey about some pushing in the box. Bassey chatting to the referee. Collins isn't happy about it, and the corner will be taken. Bassey marking Collins at the back stick, all the players in the penalty area. In it comes in-swinger towards Collins, and it's met by Jimenez instead, who just nods it away. And then it's out behind for a throw-in right by the corner flag, and I think Jensen's going to lob this in again.
He's going to have to make sure that injury that he's just felt and rolled around 4 times to get a free kick. He doesn't get it, and 5 yards away he's got to go take the throw in. Look how quick he's recovered from that, and now he can go charge a big long throw into the penalty area.
Remarkable recovery, and the throw-in comes in, and it's met by Tete, and it's in fact off Collins and out for a goal kick for Fulham, and that might just be it. 26 seconds remaining. Brentford 2, Fulham 3.
Now that's taking the time. Referee's right on point, on the edge of the penalty area, saying, come on, Fulham, hurry up. Can't waste too much time. Jimenez just coming out on this right-hand side. He would probably be the target, just trying to keep it alive. And for Brentford now, they're just waiting for any chance. They can just run the clock on and get something from it. It's not looking good as we just enter into the last seconds of the game. What will the referee add on?
Bernd Leno in no rush to take this goal kick. Winds up Jared Gillard, the referee. He's going to give him a yellow card. Out comes the yellow card. won't make things go any faster, but there we go.
I was gutted about that, getting a yellow card in the 97th minute. I mean, what's the point? It's ridiculous.
Forward from Leno, and straight out of play for a Brentford throw-in, but we've played the 7 minutes of the allotted injury time. The Fulham bench are up on their feet, waving to the referee, who blows the whistle. Fulham have won here. 3 points for Marco Silva's men up against Brentford. Really entertaining game here at the G-Tech Stadium. Fulham took the lead in the first half, a header from Jimenez. Brentford then had 2 goals from Mbomo and Wissa, and they went in at half-time leading by 2-1, but an inspired second half from Fulham. 2 substitutes on the score sheet for Fulham. Tom Kearney with a fantastic goal, and Harry Wilson with a beautiful curling left-footed effort, and Fulham have beaten their West London rivals here by 3-2. Deserved victory, Michael Brown?
Well, I'm not sure they deserved victory, but they stuck in there. The substitutions made the difference, obviously, with Tom Kearney and Harry Wilson, one being an aerial header on the edge of the 6-yard area, and then one being a lovely left-footed ranger from 25 yards, made all the difference. Brentford were really good in the first half. They offered lots. Mbomo on the right hand side was excellent right across the front line, so seen a really promising game with 2 sides still something to play for right at the end of the season. In a local derby, it had sort of a little bit of ups and a little bit of downs. There was some drama, there was VAR, referee was involved. It was a really interesting game to comment on, and you know, we really look at it and say, right, what next for these 2 football clubs? You know, what is going to be their aim, what can they deliver? A really interesting next couple of weeks is going to tell that, but today's game certainly, it just shows you that when you think you're on a really good run in the Premier League like Brentford were, you can get punished at any time.
Brentford's winning run comes to an end against their local rivals. Fulham and Brentford still both in the mix with a very slim chance of playing in Europe next season. All depends what happens elsewhere. 8th place could still get European football. Full time here though at the G-Tech Stadium. It has finished Brentford 2, Fulham 3, and that's it for our Premier League coverage on Sports Extra 2. Thanks for listening. There is of course more Premier League football right now over on 5 Live. Commentary of Arsenal against Newcastle is underway. A win for the Gunners would see them secure Champions League football for next season.